In our video about Plato, we mentioned his book Symposium, which contains most of his thoughts on sex, love, and relationships. But there's something else we have to talk about in Symposium, and it involves two-headed people and mysterious genders. Walk with me. You've definitely heard the term soulmate before. It means something like people who were destined to be together, right? Well, to the ancient Greeks, like Plato and his friend, the playwright Aristophanes, soulmates were a different concept, a mythological one. It's easy to think of Greek mythology as just a series of stories, but you have to remember that back then, a lot of people actually believed this stuff. Cultures aren't a monolith, and it's of course a long history, so it's impossible to know exactly how many people viewed it as reality versus fiction, but there were certainly people who viewed it as truth. To some, it was like going to church. To others, it was like going to the movies. So in Symposium, when Aristophanes has a guest verse of sorts and recounts the story of the soulmates, we can't be exactly sure if he believes it or simply respects the craft. Since he was a playwright, though, I'm kind of inclined to believe the latter. Anyway, his story goes something like this. A long, long time ago, the gods created people. But they're really freaky people. I'm talking 4 arms, 4 legs, and 2 faces freaky. To the ancient Greeks, there were actually 3 genders in nature. Man, woman, and a third one, usually called androgyne. If you've ever heard of the term androgynous, that's where it comes from. Now, ancient man was born from the sun and had 2 wieners. Ancient women were born from the earth and had not 1 but 2 dupers. Yes, I call them dupers. The third gender, born from the power of the moon, had 1 of each. According to this story, humans back then were strong. So strong, in fact, that the gods began to fear them. I mean, I get it, just look at these things. Ugh. So they thought back to what they did with the Titans, murdering them with lightning powers. But some smart cookie realized that, wait, if we kill all the humans, no one will be around to pay us tribute. So what's a god to do? You gotta have presents, but you also want to have power over the people that give you those presents. Kinda manipulative, I think. But that's Zeus's eureka moment. Let's split him in half, he says. Let's just split him in half. Once everyone's split in half, they'll be constantly feeling incomplete, and therefore, not a threat. Plus, now there's twice as many people to get tributes from. It's genius. Now, as just halves of a whole, these souls struggle through life, always subconsciously searching for the person that will make them whole again, and statistically, never finding them. So where's your other half? The part of you that was originally attached, I mean. Well, according to the story, your odds of finding them, or even coming into contact with them, is basically 0, and that's kind of the point. But maybe, because of your soul's history together, you'll be drawn together, meeting out of impossible circumstance, and when you do, you'll be powerful. Powerful enough to take on a god. So get out there and start looking. You only have a few billion people to check after all. To all of you out there in the real world, I wish you luck, and I hope that one day you're so in love that you manage to kill a god.